God tested Abraham.
All right.
Let's stop right there.
All right.
God tested Abraham. Friendship, on this morning, I just want to preach from the subject. It's only a test.
All right. Okay.
It's only a test. Before I get started, y'all, let me do one more thing. I am so sorry. I am blessed today. This is probably the first time in so many years that I actually have my entire family with me on today. All of my knucklehead kids that are my heart and my grandkids. So with my whole family, just please stand. Y'all stand, everybody stand. Everybody, my whole family is here for the first time. And I'm thankful. Amen. All right, y'all, thank you. I had to do that, y'all. I know how to keep out of trouble. It's only a test. Are y'all praying with me?
Yes, sir.
This thing called life is filled with ups and downs. I mean, think about it for a moment, if you will. There are times in your life when it seems like everything is going your way. I mean, just think back for a moment over your life thus far. And I'm sure there were times in your life when it seems like you could do no wrong. What I mean by that is everything, or shall I say the majority of things in your life was going well.
Right.
I mean, you woke up happy. You went to work happy. Sure, there were people on your job that got on your nerves, but for the most part, you didn't let it bother you.
Right.
Your marriage was on good ground. Sure, at times you got on each other's nerves, but for the most part, you had that gleam in your eye.
Right. Right.
If you're single, you were ready to mingle, and there was a time when your phone rang constantly. You had your pick of the litter, if you will. In other words, you had it going on and you knew it.
Well,
Talk to me in here.
all right.
And no, that doesn't mean that you were out sleeping with every Tom, Dick, or Harry. It just means that you were in a good place in your life and enjoying your life. There was a time when you were on fire for the Lord. I mean, you couldn't wait for Sunday morning to roll around.
Right.
On Wednesday night, folks knew where to find you because you didn't miss Bible study. Anytime the church doors were open, you were here.
Right.
You were on fire for the Lord. You didn't have a problem witnessing for Christ. You didn't have a problem telling somebody about a man named Jesus who came so that they and you may have everlasting life.
Right.
You didn't have a problem telling them that he died for their sins and was buried in a borrowed tomb, but early the third day morning got up with all power in his hands. I mean, is there anybody in here this morning who can say, preacher, I know what you're talking about. Yes, I remember those days.
Yeah.
You were going along life, minding your own business, and out of nowhere, trials and tribulations came a calling. Pastor Coffin, it seemed like once they started, they never stopped. It seemed like there was, or there is one thing after the other. Old blues song grew up on used to say, if it ain't one thing.
It's another.
Oh, y'all know that song. Talk to me. You get through one thing, and before you can catch your breath good, something else happens. Your marriage is on shaky ground. Your job is a burden, or even worse, there is no job no more. Your phone don't ring like it used to, and when it does, you wish it didn't because that joker on the other end. Come on, y'all talk to me. You have to sometimes literally convince yourself to get up on Sunday morning and get to church. Wednesday night Bible studies are now few and far between.
Well.
You don't witness to anyone anymore like you used to. You go to bed mad. You wake up mad. You wonder, how in the world am I going to make it through all that I'm going through? And if all that isn't enough, you stop and you look at where this country is headed.
Pick her baby up. Pick her baby up.
You just went through one of the most divisive and downright despicable presidential campaigns ever in the history of our nation. It's easy to be disheartened or discouraged right now. And so when you look at all that you're going through, you look at the country where it's going through, it's easy to get discouraged, but I stopped by Friendship this morning to tell someone, to encourage someone that it's only a test.
All right.
Our text this morning begins with very interesting words. After these things, God tested Abraham.
Okay.
The first question is, after what things?
Right.
I believe the text is referring or referencing all that had happened to Abraham up until that point in his life. So can I just for a few minutes, can I teach just for a few minutes? I know y'all came to hear preaching, but can I just slip in some teaching there? Let's briefly summarize Abraham's story.
Right.
God instructs Abraham to leave all that he knew and all that he was comfortable with, and relocate to a foreign land.
Right.
We find this account in Genesis chapter 12. At that time, Abraham was 75 years old. Seems a little late in life to make a family move and relocate. But God, of course, doesn't just tell him to pack up and go for no reason. No, the Lord had a plan and a promise for Abraham.
Thank you, Lord.
He promises Abraham's offspring, and he promised him that he was going to make Abraham a great nation.
Right.
One that was a blessing to all other nations. Genesis chapter 11 verse 30 records that Sarai, who her name was Sarai at the time, which the Lord would later change her name to Sarah.
Right.
In Genesis chapter 11 verse 30, she was barren. So both her and Abraham were well advanced in years. They had never had children. It was humanly impossible for them to have children during that season in their lives.
Right.
And yet, what does God promise? He promised an offspring. The Lord promises that a great nation will come from Abraham.
Yes.
And we know that this nation, that nation will be birthed, will be the nation of Israel.
Right. Right.
The people, the chosen, the elect of God.
Right, sir.
And so we fast forward to Genesis chapter 17. Some years have passed since the Lord called Abraham and made that promise. In fact, it was some 24 years had passed between chapter 12 and chapter 17. We find that Abraham is now 99 years old. My brothers and sisters, can you imagine having to wait that long for someone to fulfill the promise that they made directly to you?
My Lord.
Have your way, Lord.
Would you wait that long, or would you tend to think, I've waited long enough?
Yeah.
Let me take matters into my own
Forgive me, Lord.
hands.
That's good.
I guess they must have forgotten. God must have forgotten
Right.
about me.
Forgive us, Lord.
In our instant have it right now culture, I can't imagine anyone having the patience to wait anywhere close to some 25 years for a promise of God to be
Help us,
fulfilled.
Lord. Help us.
Come on, y'all know we don't like waiting.
Not at all.
We don't like waiting in traffic. We don't like waiting in lines at the grocery store. We don't like waiting on hold on the telephone. One of my biggest pet peeves, talking to my wife, she'll click over, hold on, and click over, and be talking to somebody else for 5 minutes, and then click back over and think I'm on the other line still waiting. I like waiting. Don't y'all judge me. We don't like waiting in the doctor's office. How many of you go there, your appointment is at 11, You on time.